financial industry, banks get 30 days deadline to close accounts without BVN. Now, let me ask. We've come to realize that some individuals are yet to link their bank accounts with their BVNs, and we still find out that some bank customers still haven't generated their own BVN. Now, let me know what's the rationale behind of this? Why people still lay back to do the needful?
Yes, it's very obvious, and I will put the blame squarely on the deposit money banks, because this was an instruction, I think as far back as 2014 or thereabout, and they made everybody, to come to the bank, and it took time. So if the banks are still telling us that we still have some accounts that don't even have BVN, then it calls for concern. And I'm so happy that what CBN is doing, it is, let us get it once and for all. Because for me, it's an issue of compliance.
Yes.
And having worked or still working in the capital market, financial service industry, KYC is key. Any training we are doing for young brokers, young investment analysts, KYC. That is, know your client, know your customer, as the case may be.
Okay, Mr. Charles, pardon me to butt in there. We'll take a short break now, and when we return, we'll continue the analysis of top business stories on Business Breakfast this morning. Do stay with us. Charles, we're still talking about the issue about Central Bank of Nigeria giving commercial banks 30 days to shut down accounts that are not linked to their BVN. And you were giving us some insight about the importance of KYC, know your customers. Can you continue your thoughts on that?
Yes, like I've said, know your customer is key for any person who is in the financial service industry, because that is the first step in which it is used to prevent identity thefts. And for people to have confidence in your financial system, that know your customer, it is very, very important. It's a compliance issue. And in fact, if I even use the capital market, for example, if I see a new broker or investment analyst who opens an account for a client to buy shares and that BVN is not there, I will not trade for that client. Yes.
That's serious.
That's serious. Because we haven't gone further to even say enhance customers' due diligence.
Okay.
That is, you need to know this customer that's opening this account at that entry point. It is very key.
In as much as I agree with your thoughts on this, one of the reasons the BVN came to bear is the fact that the regulators, that CBN, will be able to trace and track down accounts used by fraudsters to dupe innocent citizens of their hard-earned money.
Exactly.
But despite the BVN, the creation, the launch of BVN, we still find out that cyber fraud is still at the increase. So, do you see that this BVN is actually taking more effect and it's meeting its realization of the essence of creation?
Well, I'll tell you the objective of the BVN, like you have said. Yes, it's meeting some of its objective, but maybe once in a while you will see these kind of issues happening, just like crime. This is financial crime. You cannot completely eradicate crime 100%. But we are saying, with the banks complying with that CBN directive, we'll see a substantial decrease in identity theft and, of course, some of these financial crime that we experience. For me, I think the CBN has been too lenient. Even up till this time, still giving them 30 days. In fact, in the capital market, like I've said, you come as a client, you want to have a stockbroking account, and you don't have a BVN, then of course we will not trade for you.
There are so many issues to this BVN of a thing, okay, but time will not permit us to look deeply into that. Perhaps we'll just create a particular topic where we'll look at this issue and weigh the pros and the cons and see the effect on the banking sector, and then the ways and measures CBN is trying to cut down cybercrime and also boost financial inclusion in the country. But then again, let's move to the next top business stories that we have. We saw that the Nigerian actually imported 2.7 trillion naira worth of sugar in 10 years, despite the federal government sugar master plan that has been stored. What is your reaction to this? And do you think that we are on our way towards achieving self-sufficiency in sugar production?
We are not. Because if the government has realized it as far back as 2008, and they've mandated that Sugar Development Council, say, look, see what you can do to ensure that we reduce our raw sugar importation. And yet, we are seeing that amount of money we've spent on importation of raw sugar for just 10 years. What has the council been doing? If I have my way, dissolve that council, reappoint a new one. So, because we need to hold people accountable. If you have been appointed to be in this particular committee or council, then the aim and purpose of that has to be achieved. I mean, yes, we need sugar in our industry, sugar for bread, sugar for so many things. And yet, despite the government efforts, then we are still spending over 2 trillion naira to import raw sugar.
But we sorry to butt in, Mr. Charles, but we have our indigenous producers, manufacturers of sugar in the country.
Yes.
If we ban the importation of sugar, do you think that with our local production we're able to meet that target?
That is the issue now. Yes, we have local production. Let us boost local production of this particular sugar, this raw sugar. And that should have been the mandate of the Sugar Development Council. They should go and see what are the issues with this, the farmers who plant this sugar cane. How can their yield per hectare be increased? What are the incentives they need? They have a whole 10 years. That means they have not done their job.
Yeah. We need to look at this critically, and we do hope that the coming administration, because the truth is, no matter what we say here now, the current administration will do little or nothing to salvage the situation. But we are hoping and that the incoming administration will look at this critically and then do the needful. Now, the next story now, banks' credits to private sector hits 43.7 trillion naira in 1 month.
Wow.
That's huge.
Yes.
Now, if the banks will be giving out loan to the private sector at getting to this level, it begs the question, and we are asking this question, seeking for answer to this question: what becomes of an increment in interest rates?
Okay,
the impact, yes, MPR. Yes. The impact on the businesses if bank credit to private sector is hitting this amount. And then it seems as if that the business community are still not benefiting much from the current administration.
Yes,
how do you react to this?
I agree with you. You see, there is one thing to keep increasing credits, to private individuals and businesses. But the thing there is, how effective is those credits? You have mentioned the MPR. If the MPR is so high, then it becomes a problem for these businesses to make use of that credit, make so much money, profit, and now pay back with that increase in the MPR. And that's why we're not even seeing some of the impact of that. Yes, the banks are there for business.
Of course.
And I know, even worked in the mortgage bank sometime, when you are doing a credit, what you are looking as a credit officer is possibility of paying back.
Exactly.
That's what you're looking. So, and they are at times, they even don't want to, they're not even interested in how you are going to run your business. What they want is, how is this man going to pay back?
Pay back, exactly.
And you can see they now give you some conditions that, of course, it will affect that businessman. However, there are some good businessmen who know their business very well. Despite this cost of fund, they are still able to break even and even pay back at the appropriate time. So it's now left for each of these private businessmen to see that credit that is meant for a particular purpose, let them use it judicial. Of course, there are challenges here and there, but we believe if they use it properly, they should be able, despite the increase in cost of funds.
Okay.